And at second base, number 8, Shakira Wilson. Catching behind the plate, number 14, Lizzie Van Manen. At shortstop, number 5, Kelsey Gerhardt. Center field, number 7, Anna Kate Whale. Clutch player is number 2, Taylor Harris. The head coach for Northeast is Jody Long. He is assisted by Kevin Connell. And now, your starting lineups for the 2018 Lady Indians. At center field, number 7, Corey Childs. Designated player number 15, Meg Sullivan. Catching behind the plate, number 11, Sam Conley. And in right field, number 18, Mackenzie Piper. At first base, number 30, Macy Cox. Shortstop, number 21, Bailey Springfield. Left field, number 10, Hannah Williams. Pitching in the circle for the Lady Indians, number 3, Olivia Burns. Third baseman, number 2, JoJo Vasquez. And at center base, number 9, Madison Carnes. And the rest of the Lady Indians. The head coach for ICC is Andy Kirk. He is assisted by Tammy Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Northeast Etiwanda, let's play ball.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgating 101.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here in the first game of the day, technically game 2 between ICC and Northeast this afternoon. ICC picked up a 7-4 win in the first game of the series to take a 1-0 lead in the series. It's Jones, Pearl River, and East Central leading their series 1-0 as well. Of course, this is the best of 3 series. Northeast will be the home team here in game 2 of the series, and they're in the field. We'll give you today's Coca-Cola starting lineups in the exchange of innings. For ICC, it's going to be Corey Childs, Meg Sullivan, and Samantha Conley due up here
Leading off for the
to
Lady
start
Indians,
the contest.
center fielder, number 7, Corey Child.
Last night, Corey was 1 for 3 with a run scored, a walk. On the season, she's batting .354, 461 on base, and .425 slugging percentage. The first pitch of the day is a strike, and we've got another early start here as the Renaissance Bank opening pitch coming your way at 12:57. That's a 12:57 Renaissance Bank opening pitch. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. That pitch up high for a ball. Getting the start in the circle here for Northeast in game 2 is Taylor Harris. Taylor Harris is 5-6 on the year. .422 is her ERA. This pitch popped up, and it's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And so out number 1 is out to left field, and that was reeled in that time by Tiana Castillo. And now up is going to be Meg Sullivan. Meg on the year is batting .425. She's got a .477 on base percentage, .628. She was 1 for 4 with a run scored yesterday. This is her first series back since injuring her her shoulder in the Gulf Coast series. And I know the Indians are happy to have her back, and she's one of those sophomores that you know she was going to refuse to watch her team play these playoffs from the bench. So she is battling through some pretty good pain to make her way through this playoff system. That pitch falling off the table a little too soon for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here on Meg Sullivan. Meg, the pride of Springville, Alabama. She will dig in here. And that pitch up high. 3-0 now is the count here to Meg Sullivan. 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the first. ICC, the visitors here in the second game. Sullivan looks at that pitch. 3-1 now is the count, as that one looked to be a little upstairs, but Sullivan taking the whole way that time. So Harris with a 3-1 count here to Meg Sullivan. Awaiting the pitch. And Sullivan puts the bat on this one deep to center field, but it's going to be a fly out to center field. You're going to have to hit one pretty hard to get it out of the ballpark today. Winds are blowing in basically from right to left. So now with 2 outs, this is going to bring up Samantha Conley to the plate. Samantha, as the song says, is from Louisiana. Her family tuned in yesterday. Don't know if they were able to make the trip up from deep in Louisiana. If not, we do welcome Samantha's family and friends watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, as well as we welcome the entire ICC family watching here this afternoon. Baseball is on the road at Colin. We'll try to bring you some updates throughout the afternoon on baseball as well. Conley takes that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the first inning. So Conley will dig in here with a 1-1 count. Mackenzie Piper is on deck, and Conley rips one, and that's going to go for a base hit. Nicely done that time by Samantha Conley. That is a 2-out hit out there to right field by Conley. And now this is going to bring up Mackenzie Piper, the right fielder.
Mackenzie Piper.
Well, we saw a pretty big run by Northeast yesterday. That was in the third inning. Third inning where they played it 4 runs with 2 outs on the board. The Indians would love to try to do something like that here. Of course, ICC jumped out to a early 6-0 lead in the game last night and was able to hang on for that 7-4 victory. So we do have some of the Conley folks here watching. Rhonda and Courtney are there. Mr. Scott holding things down back in Louisiana. So good to see or hear from you. Thanks for the text message. Piper, as that pitch drops in the dirt. 1-1 now is the count here on Mackenzie Piper. She's the number 4 batter in the lineup. Runner at first with 2 outs here in the inning. As Harris, taking her time, now gets set to deliver. Piper fouls that one off, and now the count goes 1-2. Absolute beautiful day for softball. A Chamber of Commerce-like afternoon here. Beautiful breeze blowing through the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Not a single cloud in the sky. Can't beat this type of weather, especially whenever you get 2 big-time rivalries together like this. Piper fouls that one straight back over the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. And that allows us a moment to remind you of how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College, whether it be through scholarships, building funds, or more. You can visit iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu for more information on the ICC Foundation. That pitch up high, snap throw down to first. Not in time as Conley slides back safely. No tag applied. So now it's 2-2 is the count. 2 outs and a runner on first here for the Indians. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time. And so that will allow Conley, showing off her speed like her daddy, still in second base, to move into scoring position. And now a base hit here could be huge for the Indians. 3-2 is the count here to Mackenzie Piper. Piper will dig in, trying to keep this 2-out rally going for the Indians. The pitch coming, and it's up high, and that's going to be a walk. So Piper will head down to first after that walk issued, and now it's going to bring up Macy Cox, the first baseman here in the first game of the day. Of course, now when I say game 2, it's not the second game of the day, it's game 2 of the series. There will be 2 games if needed this afternoon here in Fulton. Game 1 of the series was last night. ICC picked up that 7-4 win in the first game of the series. And now ICC trying to start that merry-go-round and spinning here with 2 outs. That pitch up high for a ball. Macy Cox playing first base. She is the 5th batter of the inning, 5th in the lineup. ICC in their red tops, blue pants, the red, white, and blue stirrups, and white socks. As that pitch inside, snap throw down to first, gets away, and that's going to allow Conley to head over to third. So that's going to allow the runner to advance on the error, and that error is going to be on the catcher. And so now, boy, a base hit could be huge here for the Indians. Runners on the corners with 2 outs now. The count is 2-0 here to Macy Cox. And so the Indians going to try to spark a 2-out rally here. Macy Cox awaiting the pitch here from Harris. And that pitch right down the middle taking the whole way, and now 2-1 goes the count here on Macy Cox. You see it there, runners on the corners as Cox steps out and gets her marching orders from Coach Andy Kirk. Now she'll dig in and wait the toss from Harris. And that pitch up high for a ball. 3-1 now goes the count here to Macy Cox, and Harris is starting to struggle a little bit to find the strike zone here early on. And so we'll see. Of course, with your back against the wall here for the Tigers, you don't want to necessarily give away a run, and that's going to be a stolen base there by Mackenzie Piper. She kind of just jogged over to second. Don't know if anybody really saw her take off, as now the count goes 3-2 here. Macy Cox a little upset with herself after taking that pitch there. Now a base hit could be really big for the Indians. So the count full here.
So full count, big pitch here coming from
as Macy Cox will dig in, 2 outs, runners on second and third. This pitch popped up, and that could end the inning. Third baseman coming over, but the pitcher makes the play. So a big time out there as Harris was able to get out of the jam here in the top of the first. Let's give you today's starting lineups for both teams, and let's start with the home team that'll be coming to the plate here, and that's going to be Northeast. Northeast enters with a 26-20 record overall, and this will be their batting order. Batting first will be the right fielder, Paige Deal. Batting second will be first baseman, Austin Holden. Batting third will be the DP, Kaylee Wallace. Batting fourth, playing in left field, will be Tiana Castillo. The third baseman will be batting fifth. That's Brianna Tarpley. Batting sixth, playing second base, is Shakira Wilson. Batting seventh is the catcher, Lizzie Van Manning. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, Kelsey Gerhart. Batting ninth will be the center fielder, Anna Kate Webb. We've already talked about it, but pitching today and playing the flex will be Taylor Harris. Harris 5-6, 4.22 ERA. For ICC, they come in with a record of 38-7. These are your Coca-Cola starting lineups, ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination, and Coach Andy Kirk hopes he has that winning combination put together this afternoon here in Fulton. Leading things off was Corey Child. She'll be playing in center field. The DP, or the offensive player, I should say, is Meg Sullivan. Samantha Conley batting third and catching. Mackenzie Piper playing in right field. She's the cleanup batter today. Macy Cox is playing first base. She's batting fifth. Batting sixth will be the shortstop, Bailey Springfield. Hannah Williams will be batting seventh. Batting eighth will be the pitcher, Olivia Burns. Batting ninth will be the third baseman, Joanna Vasquez. And the flex player this afternoon is going to be Madison Carnes, who'll be playing at second base. Of course, Shelby Newsome is not with the team today. She had a death in the family, so she is attending to family matters. Our thoughts and prayers are with Newsome's family during this time of loss and healing as well. Of course, I know she'll be keeping a close eye on the game today and cheering on the Indians. So this is Olivia Burns in the circle. That first pitch across for a strike. She's 17-2 on the year. She has a 1.56 ERA. The freshman out of Grenada. Well, she claims Grenada. She's from Coffeyville. I know this because I've got family in Coffeyville. As that pitch drifts up high for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. So 1-1 now is the count. As this is Paige Deal, the right fielder, leading things off here for the Indians. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. That 17 wins is good for third in the single season win mark. Bailey Springfield tied the most wins in a single season last night with her 19th win of the season. And this is going to be a hit down the left side of the field, foul, and the count now goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out as Deal is leading things off. Deal, Holden, and Wallace due up here to start the bottom of the first inning. Of course, if you're just now joining us, ICC will be the guest on the scoreboard this afternoon, even though we are playing in Fulton. 2-2 is the count. That pitch, just missing on the outside corner. Not a bad spot to miss that time. Couldn't get her to chase one and couldn't get the umpire necessarily to ring that one up for strike 3. So now the count goes full here on Paige Deal, the right fielder. ICC in the top half of the inning got a single by Samantha Conley. She stole second, advanced on an error as this pitch popped up in foul territory. Conley going back and makes the play. Nice job by Samantha. A lot of people don't give credits to the catchers as much as they deserve, as they got to discard that mask, find the ball, and in Samantha's case that time, she's looking back towards the sun. And I don't know if you know it, but the softballs are yellow, the sun's yellow, so sometimes it's a little difficult to pick that thing up. So out number one now, and this is going to bring up Austin Holden, the first baseman. So one out, nobody on here. That pitch up high, 4 ball. 1-0 now is the count. We're also going to try to keep eyes on some of the scores throughout the afternoon of other softball games going on. As we said, Jones, Pearl River, and East Central all with 1-0 leads in those series. That pitch missing inside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Of course, we're going to also try to find some baseball updates as well. If you're looking for the baseball game, that's going to be on the Colin Facebook page. That link available on the ICC schedule page on the baseball side of things. As that pitch across for a strike, 2-1 now is the count. A beautiful day for softball. Beautiful day just to be outside. Swung on and missed, or actually fouled back. 2-2 now is the count. So if you got your laptop, if you want to watch the game outside, you wouldn't be a bad choice. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the first, game 2 of this best of 3 series. ICC with a 1-0 lead. Pitch coming, and there's not strike 3. Wow. Well, looks like we're going to have a strike zone much like yesterday, where it's a bit tight and moved from the right to left throughout the afternoon, as that was a good-looking pitch there out of the hands of Olivia Burns, but called ball 3. So now 3-2, and that pitch is up high for a ball, and Austin Holden will get a gift and head down to first on a walk, and that's going to bring up Wallace, the DP. And I tell you what, Wallace, this is trouble. You would love to see her come to the plate with nobody on the bases, but when she gets a chance, she can really tee off on one. Callie with a team-high 16 home runs on the year. She's got 3 triples, 2 doubles, and takes that first pitch across for a strike. Having one of the most prolific years in Northeast history. And she's behind the count 0-1. Runner at first. That's Holden who walked, and that pitch paints that outside corner for a strike. Olivia Burns probably like, hey, could have used that the last batter, but instead we'll take it now with a 0-2 count. 1 out, runner on first. We're in the bottom of the first. Scoreless contest. And they're going to say that was strike 3. Don't know if they said it was on the swing or if it was actually the pitch itself. And so that is a big strikeout there.
Number 18, Tiana Castillo.
As that's going to be the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com. So now Castillo will come to the plate. A changeup that falls off the table just a bit too soon for a ball. Holden over at first with 2 outs. Indians put runners on second and third with 2 outs in the previous, or the top half of the inning, I should say, as that pitch high and outside. Nice job by Conley to go get that one. 2-0 now is the count. Two outs. Runner at first here for the Tigers. Change up, and boy, that's a beauty. Floats across for strike 1. And for those that might be tuning in for the first time, checking out softball, if you can get a change-up working for strikes, it can really handicap some batters throughout the day. But at the same time, though, if somebody can ever figure out that change-up when it's coming, they can really do some damage. A big swing and a miss there to even up the count now at 2-2. Nice job coming back with the fastball inside on Castillo. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on first. And that pitch missing outside. Couldn't get her to chase one. 3-2 now is the count. So the payoff pitch getting ready to come here from Burns. ICC trying to get out of this inning here. Northeast, a very good 2-out hitting team. Waiting on the 3-2 offering from Burns. Runner in motion there, strike 3. Right down the middle. Got her looking at it. The second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. Back-to-back strikeouts. That was huge there for Olivia Burns to get out of the inning with no damage done. No runs, no hits, no errors. We'll take a break and be back with more after we hear a word from Renaissance Bank.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Coming to the plate for the Lady Indians.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Bailey!
As ICC and Northeast scoreless here as we move now to the top of the second inning. And Bailey Springfield will lead us off as Springfield, Williams, and Burns, the 6, 7, 8 batters, due up here for the Indians in the top of the second. Hey, before we get rolling in the top of the second, do want to give a shout out to Benny Ping watching out in Virginia this afternoon in support of the Indians. No, he's going to be cheering a little extra loud out there for Macy Cox, who is playing over at first base. So Bailey takes that first pitch for a ball, looks at that one up high for ball 2. 2-0 now is the count here on Bailey Springfield. So 2-0 is the count here on Springfield. Leadoff batter here in the top of the second inning. Springfield looks at that one and, ooh, don't know where that one missed. Must have been a little low that time. 3-0 now is the count. Well, if you watched our broadcast yesterday, you know what kind of umpires we saw. There was a swinging strike called a ball. And that one called a strike right there, right down the middle. 3-1 now is the count here on Bailey Springfield. Yeah, you rarely see a missed call, and sometimes they're questionable bang-bang plays, but missing a swinging strike for a ball is I can now say I've probably seen everything in sports, and that pitch misses for a ball, and Bailey will head down to first with the leadoff walk. Now that'll bring up Hannah Williams, the left fielder.
Bringing up number 10, Hannah
Williams will dig in here. ICC trying to get something going here in the top of the second. Indians lead this series 1-0. This is game 2 of the best-of-3 series. ICC and Northeast, the rivals, getting together for the first time in a decade in the playoffs. This pitch popped up. Center fielder should have a little routine play on this one. She camps underneath it and gets it for the out. Well, Harris is doing a good job right now. She's gotten 3 out of the 4 outs she's recorded so far on pop-ups, and those have been pretty much routine. And so now ICC, they just need to think about swinging hard and level in this situation. Now this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. Burns will dig in with 1 out and a runner over at first in Bailey Springfield, who started the inning off with a walk.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm waiting. I can't tell because you don't know where the strike zone comes from. Okay. Okay. With this crew.
And Olivia Burns takes a healthy chop at that first pitch. A rise ball swung on and missed for strike 1. Don't know what time the other games start today. I don't really see any Twitter updates on the rest of the series. Burns lays down a bunt. He's got a pretty good play at it here, and the throw over is not in time. Springfield's going to try to go to third, and they get her on the tag. Well, heads up base running that time, trying to gamble to let that one pay off, but did not do so. So you're going to have to score that 3-5, 1-3-5 on the putout of Springfield. So the Indians rolling the dice early, but Northeast, smart heads-up play. Good job of being aware to get that out after that single by Olivia Burns. And now this is going to be Joanna Vasquez at the plate. JoJo, the number 9 batter in the lineup, playing third base this afternoon. She's out of South Haven. So waiting the pitch here. JoJo listens to that pitch up. Snap throw down to first, not in time. Well, they throw a lot from behind the plate down to first. We did see that kind of bite Northeast in the top part of the first inning, but ICC was unable to cash in on that error. But as ICC, though, that does keep you honest. Over there at first base, having to stay a little bit closer, knowing you've got a catcher that will throw down on you. JoJo fouls this one back. A little hit and run action that time. Foul back for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count on Joanna Vasquez. I remember the reason why now we don't see any updates. Says this is a shot. Center fielder is going to go back, though, and get it for the putout. Once again, another nice job by Harris. She's been hit a little bit, but she's just getting routine fly balls to get out. So you don't have to be a strikeout pitcher. You just got to be an out pitcher, and that's what Harris is doing so far. So the Indians, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll step away and come back with more here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back now as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Thanks to Mr. Conley, we know that Colin is up 1-0 against Pearl River. Pearl River rallied last night, I think, to pick up an 11-5 win in their first game. So Colin trying to even up that series and force a game 3.
Brianna Tarpley.
So for the Tigers, it'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up. Brianna Tarpley, Shakira Wilson, and Lizzie Van Manen for Northeast. Olivia Burns still in the circle here for the Indians. Bottom of the second. And that's going to be a call to strike. He said he committed to it. Wow. No appeal down to first base. He pointed at the batter saying she went. And now here comes Coach Long. And I've got to agree with Jody on this one. If you're going to call that a check swing strike, you've got to at least appeal down to first. Instead of calling it a straight strike, he pointed at the batter, indicated that the batter went, and called that strike 1. So Coach Long is calmly talking to the umpire, trying to make sure that he understands what he saw and why he saw it, the way he saw it. Jones is up 2-1 on Gulf Coast. That's after 1 inning of play. Jones leads that series 1-0. So now we're back here. 0-1 is the count here to Tarpley. Tarpley, a little frustration on that swing. As a swing and a miss there. 0-2 now is the count here on Tarpley. Tarpley was the pitcher of record in the first game of the day. Pitched well after giving up those 6 runs in the first. She kept the Indians' bats pretty quiet. As that pitch, a little toss-out pitch that time to see if she can get her to chase one. Good eye by Tarpley to hold off on that one. 1-2 now is the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs as Tarpley's leading us off here in the bottom of the second. Waited on the changeup, popped it up. Conley's going to go back and, just can't quite get to it. Made the diving effort there. And a good effort that part on the time of Samantha Conley. Just ran out a little bit of real estate. Impressive that she was able to just get to the ball and have a chance at it. So the count will stay at 1-2 here on Tarpley. We talked about she pitched yesterday, playing third base today here in game 2 of the series. So 1-2 is the count. That pitch missing low and outside, 2-2. Goes the count now here on Tarpley. So waiting the 2-2 offering here from Burns. Pitch coming, swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there, the 3rd straight Renaissance Bank strikeout by Burns. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com. They've got over 70 locations throughout the southeast part of the United States. Proud to serve you for all your banking needs. That's RenaissanceBank.com. So with 1 out now, this is going to bring Shakira Wilson to the plate. Wilson takes a look at that pitch up high for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Wilson. You hear the breeze picking up. It's pretty much blowing into the face of the batter right now. That pitch, a changeup that just would not drop down that time as it floated across for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here. 2-0 pitch coming. It missed low. 3-0 now is the count. Well, the strike zone, and I'm saying this for both teams right now, not necessarily saying it because ICC's pitching, but the strike zone has not really been established yet. And that pitch inside and low, but called a strike. I think if you've got a 3-0 count on you, you're pretty much just get it anywhere near the zip code of the plate. He's going to call that a strike, as we've seen that a couple of times already today. 3-1 now is the count here to Wilson, the second baseman. Burns trying to battle back here. 3-1 offering coming, and that pitch up high, and she walks her second time today that Burns has issued a walk. And so now this is going to bring up the number 7 batter, catcher Lizzie Van Manen.
Number 14, Lizzie Van Manen.
And she will dig in here. Runner at first, that's Wilson after the walk. Scoreless contest, bottom of the second here in Fulton. That pitch in the dirt gets away, and the runner will advance on the wild pitch. And so now Northeast with a runner in scoring position. Heads up play that time by Wilson. She faked the steal, saw that the ball was in the dirt, took that extra step, and then once she saw it got away, took off and moved into scoring position there. 1-0 now is the count. And this pitch fouled back out of play for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on second here for the Tigers. Bottom of the second. Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. The Tigers trying to force a Game 3 this afternoon. Change up on that corner. Oh, good-looking pitch. Absolutely zero idea where that one missed. 2-1 is the count. I agree. Blake Long, the SID at Northeast, says it's going to be a long day with that strike zone. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is up and out of the zone, but a makeup call, obviously, after that last pitch, as now the count goes 2-2. Well, good thing that Coca-Cola is a sponsor here for ICC, so we do invite you to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, sit back and enjoy the game, because you may want to pick up an extra one after that pitch, as that one missing low. 3-2 goes the count. That way you don't have to get up and move much, as we're going to be here a minute today, folks, with this strike zone. 3-2 now goes the count to Lizzie Van Manen. So waiting the 3-2 offering. This one fouled off, out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second here for the Tigers. Trying to break open a scoreless contest here in the bottom of the second. Olivia Burns waiting the batter to get in the box, now does, and set to go. 3-2 offering from Burns, and that's going to be ripped, and it's going to get through for a base hit. And they're going to ask the runner to stay at third base, so a clutch hit there. And the first hit of the afternoon for the Tigers coming off the bat of Lizzie Van Manen. Good job of taking the pitch and driving it out to left field. Hannah Williams quickly getting it in to hold the runner at third. So now with 1 out in the inning,
5, Kelsey Gerhardt.
Runners on the corners. This is going to bring up the number 8 batter, shortstop Kelsey Gerhardt, to the plate here for the Tigers. So a great opportunity here for the Tigers to try to push across a run in this situation. ICC had runners on second and third with 2 outs back in the top of the first. Couldn't get anything going. And time is taken here. 1-1 now the score between Colin and Pearl River. Grounder right back to the pitcher, and they got a run down this situation, and the throw is in time. Great job there by ICC. Burns had the wherewithal to throw over to third. The throw home was in time. Conley applies the tag for the fielder's choice. 1-5-2 on the putout of Wilson.
Number 7, Anna Kate Will.
And that was a big time out there, folks, as that cut down the run. If they go to first, Northeast takes a 1-0 lead. Burns immediately knew where to go. JoJo wasted no time getting that ball home, and Samantha Conley applied the tag for the out number 2 in the inning. Runners at first and second now, as that pitch missing low and inside for a ball. But if you're ICC, you can't lay back and rest after making that play, because the Tigers, one of the best 2-out hitting teams that we have seen this season. They did it yesterday, scoring 4 runs with 2 outs. As that pitch across for a strike, equals the count now at 1-1. This is number 9 batter, the center fielder, Anna Kate Webb. Webb trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Tigers. 1-1 is the count. And this pitch fouled straight back, out of play near the ICC tennis courts. 1-2 now goes the count here on Anna Kate Webb. If you're watching right now and looking for something to do, I know the festival's uptown in Fulton this weekend. If you're within driving distance, we're only in the bottom of the second, almost 45 minutes into our broadcast. You've got more than enough time to get out here and catch the remainder of this game. So 1-2 now is the count. 2 outs. This pitch popped up, and it's going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Heck, at the rate we're going right now, Mr. Scott back in Louisiana, you can almost make the drive up here to catch the end of this game. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second, bottom of the second. Scoreless contest. That pitch missing outside. 4 ball, 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Deuces wild here for Webb. And Webb looks at strike 3. Did not like that call, as she kind of looked down at the ground and looked back at the home plate umpire before going to the dugout. And can't blame her, because you just don't know where the strike zone is. through 2 innings of play. That was the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there for Olivia Burns. We've played 2. We're scoreless here in Game 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
So you took Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor
the
guy.
most cheese.
Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Get a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
And welcome back as Brandon Speck's anthem plays here at the ICC softball complex. We're scoreless after 2 innings of play. For ICC, we'll go back to the top of the lineup here. 1, 2, and 3 batters due up. Corey Childs, Meg Sullivan, and Samantha Conley.
Coming to the plate for the Lady Indians, number 7, Corey Childs.
Corey Childs chasing the all-time steals mark in a regular season, held by Kimmy Nicholson, who is now an assistant coach at Pontotoc High School. Pontotoc in the chase for the playoffs as well. That pitch in the dirt, 4-ball. Showed bunt, infield came in quickly. Well, to say Corey's quick would be an understatement. If you've ever had a hiccup, say that times 2, and that's about how fast she is. She's out of New Site. I believe she's got maybe a couple of state championships as a basketball player. As that pitch inside for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Corey flew out to left field in her first at bat of the day. Trying to redeem herself here. Meg Sullivan is on deck for the Indians. So waiting the 1-1 pitch here from Harris. That one missing up high for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. And this pitch lifted out to left field. Left fielder can't get to it, but the shortstop is back to get it that time. I'm having to look over my screen at the live action versus watching it on the screen.
15.
Thought it was going to drop, but then all of a sudden the head of the shortstop comes up and makes the play. So first out of the inning, and now this is going to be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate. Mag flew out to a deep fly ball out in right field, or excuse me, center field in her first at bat. And she swings on the first one. She sees deep. Center fielder's back to the wall, but makes the play. Well, that one sounded good off the bat, but as we said, with the wind breezing into the field, you're really going to have to hit one. And I tell you what, I don't know if you can hit one much harder than that. And so quickly, 2 away now. A softball scoreboard update. Hines up 4-0 against East Central. That is after 3 complete. Hines trying to force a game 3 after dropping the first game 6-2 to East Central. Conley at the plate. She's got one of the 2 hits this afternoon for the Indians. She also stole a base, advanced to third on an error, but was part of those 2 runners left stranded back in the top of the first inning. We're in the top of the third. ICC is the visitors on the scoreboard. And Conley pops this one up, and it's going to drop for another base hit. Stay hot, young girl. As Conley gets her second hit of the game, Samantha was 2 for 4 with a run scored
Number 18.
in the first game of the series, and she has matched that hit total here in game 2. And now this is going to bring Mackenzie Piper to the plate. Mackenzie walked, stole a base, and was left stranded in scoring position. That was back in the first. And we talked about baseball being in action. Golf is also in action in the district tournament over in Columbus. We've got 3 guys participating in that one. That pitch up high, 4 ball. So a lot of sports still going on deep in the school year. Of course, in 2 weeks we'll have graduation here on campus at ICC. Always a special moment for a lot of our students and student athletes. And that pitch up high, runner goes, throw down is not in time. Samantha with her second stolen base of the game. Sam entered the series with 9 stolen bases. Or entered the day, I should say, with 9 stolen bases, and she's got a pair in her pocket so far. So 2-0 is the count here to Mackenzie Piper. She drew a walk in her previous at-bat, swings on this one, fouls it out of play. 2-1 now goes the count. Well, Jones loads the bases, but Gulf Coast gets out of the jam. They trail 2-1. That's in the middle of the third in game 2 of that series. Jones leads that series 1-0. That's in softball action. 2-1 now is the count here to Mackenzie Piper. Harris taking her time, now set to deliver. That pitch inside, called a ball. You have to kind of hold yourself or your assumption on those pitches because that inside pitch has not been too consistent today. 3-1 now goes the count here to Mackenzie Piper. Breeze really starting to pick up, blowing into the field now. Piper pops this one up. Is it going to get out of play or is it going to stay? And apparently no catch. I couldn't see it. So I'm not for sure if that one got out of play or not, but either way it goes, Piper. Okay, so it did just drop safely in foul territory that time, thanks to Blake Long. My eyes over here to me on my right. Blake doing a great job as the SID over there at Northeast. He does have live stats available if you want to check those out if you're away from your computer. Piper pops this one up again. Second baseman comes underneath it and gets the out. So the Indians once again leave a runner in scoring position as the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're going to take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
And welcome back now as we shift to the bottom of the third inning. Still scoreless here in game 2 of this best of 3 series. And for Northeast, it'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up. As it'll be Deal, Holden, and Wallace due up here for the Tigers. Paige Deal popped up in foul territory to the catcher in her first at bat of the day.
Coming to the plate for Northeast, number 3, Paige Deal.
What was the song you just played? Cheerleader.
And so Deal will dig in to start us off here in the bottom of the third inning. Pitch on that outside corner, missing for a ball. And as we said, those corners not consistent today. But that one did look to be outside and maybe even a little low for ball one. And an outstanding crowd yesterday. Imagine it will still continue to fill up as we progress here. That pitch low in the dirt. Of course, a lot of people from Boonville attending the funeral of Mr. Coach Jim Drury. I had a chance to work with Coach Drury in my television days before coming to ICC. Just a great individual, great man, and a great steward for not only the game of football, but for athletics. So our thoughts and prayers are with him, the Boonville Northeast community. As, wow, that one looked like a good pitch there. Called a ball. Said it was up a little bit. 3-0 now is the count. So 3-0 is the count here to Paige Deal. And there's ball four. No idea, ladies and gentlemen, where the strike zone is. And that's for both teams. That pitch before that looked outstanding.
Number 13, Austin Holden.
And so now a leadoff walk here, and this is going to be Austin Holden coming to the plate. See the infield shifting. Corners are in. Middle playing at the regular distance here. So Holden's going to show bunt, pulls back, and wow, takes that one for a strike. I'm just not even going to try to pick up where the strike zone is. And so that first pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Shows bunt. Snap throw down to first is not in time. 1-1 is the count now. Deal is over at first. He drew a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. 1-1 now is the count here. Holden at the plate, shows bunt. Pops this one straight back into your living room. Off the netting for strike two. 1-2 now is the count. Be interesting to see if the Tigers still try to play a little bit of small ball here to put the runner on in scoring position. So 1-2 now is the count. Corners are back to normal distance defensively, assuming that the bunt would be off with 2 strikes. That pitch inside. He's called that for strike 3 a couple of times today, just did not want to call it there. To quote the legend Steve Diffie, consistently inconsistent is where we're at with the strike zone. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time strikeout there. The 5th of the day for Olivia Burns, the first out of the inning. And now this will be Wallace coming to the plate here for the Tigers with a runner on first and 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd inning. So Wallace will dig in. Runner thought about going. Conley looks her back to first. Not really a good pace to the game. Changeup hangs up for a ball. And 2-0 now goes the count. So 2-0 pitch coming. Fastball on that outside corner. Paints it for a 2-1 count now. Two-1 after 3 complete. Jones leading Gulf Coast 4-0. Hines leading East Central. That is in the middle of the 4th, I believe. Yep, that's in the middle of the 4th between Hines and East Central. So 2-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time strikeout there. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts. The 6th of the game now for Olivia Burns. And now that's going to bring up Tiana Castillo. Castillo will look to redeem herself after striking out to end the 1st inning. 2 outs in the inning. A runner over at first base. She goes. Throw down is not going to be in time. Got a pretty good jump and picked a good pitch to run on that time, so a stolen base for Deal. And so now a runner in scoring position here. "1-0 is the count here to Castillo. Wow, that pitch called a strike. It's a 50-50 chance that inside pitch is going to be called a strike. That one was actually in on the batter's box. So a break for the Indians. Swung on and missed for a strike. If you jam them inside, come back and try to get them on the outside. She did that there. 1-2 now is the count here on Tiana Castillo. Most definitely pitcher's advantage when you don't know what to swing at. And there's strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts to get out of a small jam there. 7 Renaissance Bank strikeouts here in the contest so far. We've played 3. Still scoreless here in Fulton. We're going to take a break here from Renaissance Bank and more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just moments away from starting the top of the
Coming to the
4th
plate
inning.
for Lady Indians, number 30, Macy Cox.
Trying to find some updates on the Indians baseball game. It may start at 2 today. I can't remember. Too much going on. All right, so here we go. It's going to be the 5, 6, 7 batters going on here for the Indians in the top of the 4th. And Macy Cox is going to get one through. Great effort that time by the second baseman, almost making a Sports Center top 10-like catch on that one as Cox just gets that one through. Macy not wasting any time. Swings the first pitch she sees and leads the inning off
number 21
with a single.
Bailey.
And now up is going to be Bailey Springfield. Springfield walked, was trying to advance to second on it, or excuse me, from second to third on an infield single, but a great relay, 1-3 to 5, put her out over at third base. That was back in the second inning. So Springfield playing shortstop. She picked up the win in the first game of the series. That was last night. Takes a look at that pitch and called a ball. And so now the pitcher and catcher want to talk things over here. Take a look. Springfield's going to go down and talk to Coach Kirk in this situation as well. So now she'll come back and address the plate here. 1-0 is the count to Bailey Springfield. Runner over at first base. That's Macy Cox, who started the inning off with a single past the second baseman. So Springfield squaring around to bunt. Now pulled back and then drop the bunt down. This is going to be a sacrifice bunt. Throw it over across in time. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union as they remind you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins.
Number 10.
That's the ICC BSU. Now they're done meeting for the year. They have their luncheons typically on Wednesday, meets Monday nights at 7:07. But with it being finals time, Brother Chris is more than welcome you to come in and study or say a little prayer for your finals coming up here at ICC. That's the ICC BSU. That pitch outside corner for a strike on Hannah Williams. One out and a runner on second here. That runner at second is Macy Cox, who singled and advanced on that sacrifice bunt by Springfield. Hannah Williams trying to find a way to break open a scoreless contest here. Slaps this one down, but it's going to be foul and out of play. 1-1 now, 0-2 goes the count. This has been a great pitcher's duel this afternoon between Burns and Harris. Which team can find a way to push across a run? It may be just one run that decides it all today. The chess match continuing between these two squads, scoreless in the top of the fourth. Williams looks at that pitch up high for a ball. After 4 complete, Hines still leading East Central 4-0. One and 2 now is the count here on Hannah Williams. Williams pops this one up a mile high. Should be a routine play, and it is. Over to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. Once again, Harris doing a really good job getting a lot of fly balls and pop-ups here in the game.
Olivia Burns.
And now with 2 outs, this is going to be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. Burns had a single, but was left stranded back in the second over at first base. So Olivia could really help out her own cause here with her second hit of the game. So Burns, the pitcher here in game 2, will dig in. Swings on the first pitch he sees, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Are they going to try to score the run? Yes, they will. Olivia Burns coming in the clutch for the Indians, and ICC leads it 1-0. Big time hit there for Olivia Burns. Put them where they ain't, and now the Indians lead it 1-0. Could that be enough for the Indians to win it? Of course, you would love to pick up some insurance runs here if you're the Indians. But a nice 2-out hit there by the pitcher Olivia Burns. She's 2 for 2 on the day now. And now up is going to be Joanna Vasquez. So JoJo going to try to keep this inning going here. Swings the first pitch he sees, and it's going to be hit up the middle. They tried to make the diving effort over at second base, did not do so. Going to call it an error. Okay, so an error on the second baseman. And a fielder's choice on the batter there, so runners on first and second now with Corey Childs coming to play. That was a tough play.
And batting for the Lady Indians, number 7, Corey Childs.
So now this will be Corey Childs coming to the plate. And so now the Indians trying to spark a little 2-out rally here. Runners on first and second. Corey Childs 0 for 2 on the day. Corey shows bunt, pulls back. (1-0) is the count, 2 outs. If Corey finds a way to reach, it'll be Meg Sullivan up next for the Indians. That pitch up high, 2-0 now, is the count here to Corey Childs. Runners on first and second. Joanna Vasquez reached on a fielder's choice after an error by the second baseman. Allowed Burns to get to second. That pitch, a beauty, right across the middle for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Top of the 4th inning, ICC with a 1-0 lead. Looking for some insurance runs here. If they can get this merry-go-round to spinning. This pitch popped up. Right fielder coming in. Second baseman, though, is going to call her off and make the play. for the out. But the Indians do get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. 1-0, ICC with the lead. We're going to step away and come back with the bottom half of the 4th right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC finally breaks through and picks up a 1-0 lead here after an RBI single by Olivia Burns to score Macy Cox.
Coming to the plate for Northeast, number 19, Brianna.
And so Burns will go to the circle with a 1-run lead here. And it'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up for the Tigers, and Brianna Tarpley will lead things off. Tarpley swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it out of play for strike 1. Absolute beautiful day here at the ballpark. A lot of fans coming out enjoying the afternoon here. Good crowd for Northeast, making that drive down from Boonville. Is that pitch missing low for a ball? 1-1 now is the count. Of course, I don't have to say this for anybody that's been to an ICC game, whether it be home or away. ICC has had a great following all year, a good crowd out to support the Indians this afternoon. A lot of alumni here as well. This pitch fouled out of play, and 1-2 now goes the count here on Tarpley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs as Tarpley is leading things off here. A lot of fans out in the outfield, especially out there in the left field lounge. 1-2 pitch coming, and pop back, and we'll do it all over again. 1-2 stays the count. Well, a nice at-bat here by Tarpley, fouling off 3 pitches, trying to find a way to get something going. Burns did not like that ball, wanted a different one. So they're getting a few of them into play here. 1-2 is the count here to Tarpley. Burns getting set to deliver the pitch. Change up and misses outside. Good eye that time by Tarpley. And when we talk about good eyes, we talk about the Kegel Eye Center. Set up your appointment to get your eyes checked by calling 862-EYES. That's 862-EYES. 2-2 is the count. That change up just not there. 3-2 now goes the count here on Tarpley. So 3-2 count here to Tarpley. She struck out swinging in her first at bat, and is going to do it again. A big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. The 4th in a row for Burns. She's now got 8 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. And now this is going to be Shakira Wilson coming to the plate. She walked, advanced on a wild pitch, but was erased on a fielder's choice. That was back in the 2nd. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. One out, nobody on here. Change up, hangs up. 1-1 now is the count. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. For those of you may be thinking, Gore, you're talking crazy. No. The second game of the series flip-flops to the visiting team, technically coming the home team. And as Kevin Maloney said, is not necessarily a neutral site game, as that pitch across for a strike. He says it's still a home game for the Indians. I simply replied to Kevin's text message explaining all that as, what does it really matter? Of course, if anybody knows, I like to give Kevin a hard time. That pitch in the dirt, 2-2 now, is the count with 1 out in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here for the Tigers. Two offering coming, swung on and missed for strike 3. Olivia Burns is dialed in, ladies and gentlemen. She picks up her 9th strikeout of the game, 5th in a row. And now this is going to bring up Van Manen to the plate. Lizzie has the lone hit of the day for the Tigers. It was a hard hit ball to left field. First pitch high and outside for a ball. Trying to find a few more scoreboard updates. Is that pitch? Ooh, good looking pitch. Called a ball. Two-0 pitch. Bunt is laid down. Burns gets it, throws it over for the putout. 1-3 of Van Manning. Interesting to see if they might be able to sneak down the bunt for the infield hit. ICC defended it nicely and gets the putout. We've played 4 here in Fulton. ICC with a 1-0 lead. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back as a very
For the Lady Indians, number 15,
extended exchange between innings there. Typically only able to get about a minute, 15 seconds of commercials on and almost over 2 minutes worth of commercials that time. So the sponsors are happy, and that's all that matters. This is going to be Meg Sullivan leading us off here. The 2-3-4 batters due up for the Indians. Sullivan 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of flyouts to center field. That pitch across for a strike. Speaking of sponsors, we do want to talk about Legend Sports Grill, located on the other side of campus. Legend Sports Grill, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics. They'll be open after the games today. Stop by and get some of the best food and coldest drinks in Itawamba County at Legend Sports Grill. Also, you can pick up and play a game of pool. Good way to relax there at Legend Sports Grill. 1-1 is the count here to Meg Sullivan. Meg looks at that pitch high. Ball 2. Hey, if you're looking for baseball, it's on the Colin Facebook page. They're live down in Wesson with game 1 of 2, an important series there for the Indians, trying to make a strong push for the playoffs in baseball. That pitch missing high and outside. 3-1 now goes the count. Of course, we'll try to keep you updated as best we can on baseball this afternoon. 3-1 is the count here to Meg Sullivan. Sullivan looks at the pitch, and it hits her right in that bomb shoulder. Did not seem to react very much after being hit by that pitch.
The pride of Louisiana, number 11, Sam Conley.
So now Samantha Conley will come to the plate, and she has been red hot, folks. She was 2 for 4 yesterday, 2 for 2 today. She's got a couple of stolen bases. Unfortunately for the Indians, though, she's been left stranded in scoring position twice. So Samantha trying to keep that hot bat going here. Takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. Sullivan over at first. She started the inning off after being hit by a pitch on a 3-1 count. So now Conley will dig in here. Indians trying to find a way to push across an insurance run. Maybe even more here in the top of the 5th inning. Conley shows bunt, pops it up, and it's going to be caught by the catcher that time. Conley just couldn't quite get on top of that rise ball. Good pitch by Harris in that situation for out number 1, and now up is going to be Mackenzie Piper.
Number 18, Mackenzie Piper.
So Piper 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a steal. She's also been left stranded in scoring position. The Indians have left, by my count, 3. Actually make that 4 in scoring position this afternoon. 4 of 5 left stranded. That pitch high and outside. Runner will take second base. Well, that tends to happen every once in a while. Whenever you're accustomed to throwing down to first, you're going to get caught, and Sullivan heads up base running that time. We'll head over to second on the pickoff move to first. And so now a base hit for Piper would be big here for the Indians, as Sullivan's got pretty good speed over at second. Piper fouls that one back off the netting. 1-1 now is the count. End of the 5th inning. 2-1. Pearl River over Colin. That's in softball. Pearl River trying to complete the sweep of Colin this afternoon. Piper pops this one straight back, and we'll go to 1-2 now. That one over the top of the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. We invite you to go to letsgoicc.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page. You'll see the ICC Foundation logo. You can click on that and find out how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College through the ICC Foundation. Or you can also visit iccms.edu. So 1-2 is the count. Piper pops this one up, and it's going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2 once again. Runner at second. That's Meg Sullivan. Indians leading 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. If ICC can find a way to hold on and get this win this afternoon, they will host the state tournament next weekend here in Fulton. Be a double elimination tournament. Piper pops one, and it's going to go foul. Well, Piper's making contact, just can't quite find it in fair territory, but a good at bat going here for Piper as she is battling with Harris. And Piper just trying to find a way to win the battle with a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second is Meg Sullivan. Piper looks at that pitch up high. 2-2 now goes the count. Two balls, two strikes, one out, and a runner at second. This has been an extremely long at-bat. Piper this time is going to square to show bunt, pulls back, swings on it, pops it up. Center fielder's going to chase over and make a routine play here. And gets the out. So nice job by Harris finding a way to win that battle as Piper fouled off at least 4 or 5 pitches. Got deep in the pitch count, but just could not come through. And so now this is going to be Macy Cox coming to the plate. 2 outs, runner on second. Macy is 1 for 2 in the afternoon. She does have the lone run scored in the game so far. Would love to see Macy pick up an RBI in this at-bat. You got to think anything down to the outfield could score. Sullivan from second with her speed, so Cox will dig in. Takes with that first pitch, a beauty on the outside corner for a strike. If Macy were to reach, then it'd be Bailey Springfield up next for the Indians. 0-1 is the count. Harris getting the signal from the dugout, now set to deliver. That pitch missing high. 1-1 now is the count here to Macy Cox. Macy playing first base today. She's typically the DP in the lineup. We talked about Shelby Newsom not with the team today due to a death in the family. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Newsom family and their loved ones during this time of healing. So that pitch way outside for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. Tie ball game, top of the 6th between Colin and Pearl River. 2-2 is that score. Colin trying to force that one into a game 3. Pearl River trying to go on the road and get a sweep. That pitch missing low for a ball. 3-1 now goes the count. So 3-1 is the count here to Macy Cox, awaiting the pitch, and takes that one high for a ball, and Macy will get the free pass. A 2-out walk issued there to Cox, and now this is going to bring up Bailey Springfield.
Number 21, Bailey Springfield.
And we're going to have a meeting in the circle here. Looks like we may have a pitching change, so we're going to take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. Callie Wallace will enter to pitch for the Tigers. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats on Callie Wallace. She is 5-4 on the year. She does leave the state, though, in saves with 5. She's pitched 74 innings, given up 88 hits, 50 runs. 34 of those were earned, 21 walks. She struck out 32. She does have a 3.22 ERA. We're going to step away and come back with more after she takes her warm-up tosses. 1-0 ICC with the lead in the 5th, but threatening to build on that lead here. Back with more right after this.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Wallace takes her warm-up tosses, and she is greeted to the plate by Bailey Springfield, and she takes that first pitch for a strike. Springfield had a sacrifice bunt in her previous at-bat, walked, but was put out 1-3-5, trying to get into scoring position back in the second, or I should say getting to third base. Wow, that pitch a beauty, but caught a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Bailey Springfield. 1-0 is your score. You've got runners on first and second with 2 outs in the inning. Indians trying to spark a 2-out rally here, much like we saw the Tigers do last night. Scored 4 runs with 2 outs. Springfield, this is that pitch. High for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Bailey Springfield.
One down there on the camera. Yeah, the camera had it.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here. Top of the 5th for the Indians. Springfield fouls this one back, and 2-2 now goes the count. If Bailey were to find a way to get on, it would be Hannah Williams up next for the Indians. And so awaiting the 2-2 pitch here. Springfield waits on it, but pulls it foul out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Springfield trying to come up with a big hit here to extend the inning. Awaiting the 2-2 offering here. Pitch coming, and that's going to drop for a base hit. They're going to try to score the run from second, and they will. And a big-time single there from Bailey Springfield.
ICC.
And a clutch 2-out hit there for Bailey, and ICC gets that insurance run we was looking for. And, of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, stop by and see Joey there on South Adams Street. That was a single on the play, advance on the throw home. A big-time clutch hit there for the sophomore, the reverse transfer out of Delta State, Bailey Springfield. Now this is going to be Hannah Williams at the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. And we may have a change here. And you hear the chants. And that can only mean one thing. That's going to be number 13, Lily Moore, coming in to run, and she's going to come in and run at third base for Macy Cox. Or no, excuse me, she's actually going to come in to run.
Running for ICC
for the second baseman,
13, Lulu Moore.
For Bailey Springfield. So now Lily Moore will come in to run for Springfield in this situation. Trying to just get a little bit more speed on the bases. And so Lily will come in to run. She'll be at second base now. Indians with a 2-0 lead, a clutch 2-out hit by Bailey Springfield. And Williams takes that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. So 1-1 is the count here to Hannah Williams. She's looking for her first hit of the day. That pitch, I guess, up a little bit and outside. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. ICC with a 2-0 lead here. Williams, a little late on that pitch. A hard hit, line drive, but it goes foul down the left field side. And so now it's 2-2 with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Indians looking for another 2-out hit here. to see if they can push across one. Heck, let's get greedy and let's get two. That pitch up high. Great job that time by the catcher, Van Manen, to climb the ladder and keep that one in front of her to keep the runners where they're at. Now the count goes full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-2 pitch coming. Ripped. Second baseman gets it. Easy out over there at first. Good job to get out of the inning with minimum damage done. Score that 4-3 on the putout of Hannah Williams to end the inning. But the Indians do get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. ICC leads it 2-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we get set for the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead here over Northeast in Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. ICC with a 1-0 series lead here over the Tigers after picking up a 7-4 victory last night. So for the Tigers, it'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here. Gerhardt, Webb, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup in Paige Deal.
Number 5, Kelsey Gerhardt.
Change up across for a strike. Hasn't been there too often today for Olivia Burns, but a nice job leading off the inning there with a strike. 0-1 is the count here to Kelsey Gerhardt. She reached on a fielder's choice in her first at bat of the day. Fouls this one off to fall behind the count now, 0-2. (3-2) Colin leading Pearl River. That's in the middle of the 6th inning. Colin trying to force a game 3 as this pitch fouled back. 0-2 stays your count. Have not seen an update on that Gulf Coast Jones series. Last we saw there, it was 2-1 Jones. And then Hines and East Central. That game kind of went quiet after it was a 4-0 lead in favor of Hines. This pitch fouled straight back out of play. Nice job after falling behind in the count by Gerhardt to battle back and try to force this way out of this hole here, 0-2. Burns trying to pick up her 10th strikeout of the inning. And that pitch missing outside. 1-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss when you've got a throwaway pitch. See if you couldn't get her to chase one. She's got a couple of batters to chase that outside pitch today. But a good eye by Gerhardt. Now the count goes 1-2. Waited on it that time. Popped up, and it's going to be to the shortstop for out number 1. Just couldn't quite get enough of it that time to get over the head of the shortstop, Bailey Springfield. So 1 out now. This is going to bring up Anna Kate Webb. And so Webb will dig in. She struck out looking to end the 2nd. Like the gate kind of blew open out there in right field, so the first place umpire ran out there and closed it real quick. That pitch misses for a ball. Bottom of the 6th inning, Jones leading Gulf Coast 3-1. So Jones trying to close the door on that series. As that pitch missing for a ball, 2-0 now is the count. And Hines heading to the 7th with a 4-0 lead. That pitch up high for a ball. 3-0 now is the count. So 3-0 count. And that pitch across for a strike. Well, Anna Kate Webb didn't necessarily like that one, and she didn't like that strike 3 called earlier. And so reluctantly coming back to the plate. That's what we said today. Pretty much if you get it in the zip code of the plate with the 3-0 count, you're going to get a strike call, and that's going to be ball 4. That pitch was up that time. And a 1-out walk issued to Webb, and now that's going to bring up Paige Deal.
Number 3, Paige Deal.
Deal walked, stole second in her last at-bat, then back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts left her stranded in scoring position. That was in the 3rd. She popped up to the catcher in her first at-bat of the day. 2-0 is your score. ICC with the lead here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. And that pitch outside corner for a strike. Well, as we said, that outside corner is about as consistent as my golf game. And 2018 golf game, not good. 1998 golf game, good. As that pitch across for a strike, drops across, 0-2 is the count with 1 out in the inning. So 0-2 is the count here to Paige Deal. Have to guard the dish here if you're Paige. 0-2 pitch, low and outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time. Good eye by Deal to hold off on that one. 1-2 now goes the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on first. ICC leading 2-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. A slow-moving ball game this afternoon here in Fulton. Ground ball, third baseman gets it. There's 1. Can they turn 2? No, they will not. But a good job that time to get the lead runner. Fielder's choice. Erases Webb for the 2nd out. Deal will
Number
be
13,
at first.
Austin Holden.
And now this is going to be Austin Holden. Holden 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. And so Holden will dig in here, trying to spark a 2-out rally. That pitch across for a strike. She struck out swinging. Part of that 3 straight strikeouts to end the 3rd inning. That pitch outside corner for a ball. 1-1 now goes the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner on first here for the Tigers. That pitch inside. 1-2 now goes the count here on Austin Holden. So winning the 1-2 pitch here. This one popped up, but foul and out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Good job that time by Holden. Was jammed on the pitch, fought it off, got it out of play. And she'll see another pitch here. 1-2 remains the count. 2 outs. Runner at first. That's Paige Deal, who reached on a fielder's choice. 1-2 pitch coming. Oh, a beautiful pitch to ring her up on there, but Did not. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. 2-2 pitch coming. And there's strike 3. Extreme inside corner there. And that's going to get her looking. The 10th strikeout of the game for Olivia Burns. And if I'm thinking right, folks, that's her 24th strikeout of the week after tossing 14 strikeouts earlier against Southwest Tennessee. We're going to step away and take a break and come back with the top of the 6th. ICC leads it 2-0.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Helen, don't you know Little Caesars has the extra most bestest for $6?
$6? I gotta sit down.
Yeah, it has the most cheese and pepperoni for the nation's best price.
Most cheese and most pepperoni? I gotta sit all the way down.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the top of the 6th inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead here in Game 2 of the best of 3 series.
Olivia Burns.
As it'll be Olivia Burns to start things off. The 8-9-1 batters due up here for the Indians. Burns, Vasquez. We'll go back to the top of the lineup, and Corey Childs due up here in the top of the 6th. Burns swings the first pitch she sees, pulls it foul for strike 1. Olivia 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Trying to find a baseball update, but haven't seen anything from Colin. Maybe they got a baseball Twitter account. They do. And it says the game started 1 minute ago. That pitch up high. And it's actually 2-0 ICC after 2 complete there in Game 1 at Colin. As we said, ICC needs to find a way to get a sweep on the road at Colin. I think their magic number to punch their ticket to the playoff may be 3, of course. Now, that all depends on the tiebreakers. We saw a very interesting tiebreaker in this series, a 5-way tiebreaker, as that pitch missing outside for a ball. 3-1 now goes the count. So waiting the 3-1 pitch here. Burns, slow roller to the third baseman, throws across the way and gets the put out. First time today that Olivia Burns has been retired. 5-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home.
Number 2, JoJo Vasquez.
So now up is going to be Joanna Vasquez coming to the plate. JoJo reached on a fielder's choice after an error in her last at bat. Also flew out to center field. So that pitch missing outside for a ball. This is Wallace in the circle. She replaced Harris with 2 outs in the 5th inning. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. 1-1 now goes the count with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning. So winning the 1-1 offering here. And that one just kind of hops across the way. Just fell out of her hand a little too soon on the pitch. 2-1 now goes the count. LeBryant Sedale just drew a walk, and Justin Medlin at the plate now. ICC up 2-0. Top of the third, game 1 at Colin. That pitch missing just outside for a ball. So Vasquez, the number 9 batter in the lineup, trying to find her way on here. Grounder up the middle, shortstop routine play, throws across, and the throw is an error. E6 on the play. JoJo's got pretty good speed.
Number 7.
Shortstop.
Corey Child.
Shortstop may have thought she had a little bit more time to throw the ball that time, but JoJo sped things up, and the throw pulled the first baseman up and off the bag. And so a 1-out error will put Vasquez on. Second time today that she has been helped out by a Tiger error. And so we're getting set to be back in action. They actually called time as the home plate umpire, his notepad had fell out. And Vasquez looked like she may have got a little dirt in her eye as they were looking at her over at first base. Bunt is laid down. Beautiful bunt. Sacrifice bunt is successful off the bat of Corey Childs. 5-3. It puts the runner over at second.
Number 15.
That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Brother Chris Burrows inside the ICC Foundation broadcast booth today helping out. Appreciate everything Brother Chris and the ICC BSU does, not only for ICC, but throughout the entire Northeast Mississippi worldwide area. They went on a mission trip to Alaska. The ICC BSU, a great attribute to the college here at ICC. So now with 2 outs in the inning, this is going to be Meg Sullivan, who was hit by a pitch in her last at-bat. Stands in and takes that first pitch outside for a ball. Meg 0 for 2, but she has hit the ball hard twice out to center field. So you got to think the pride of Springfield is due here. Runner at second. Sullivan looks at that pitch high for a ball. So there's 2 outs, a runner on second. Indians trying to find another insurance run here in the top of the 6th. Sullivan sends a flare out to right field. And they're going to try to score the run. Nope, they're going to send her back to third. And a clutch hit there for Meg Sullivan. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay as she ends up at second after the throw home.
Number 11.
And now that's going to bring up Samantha Conley to the plate. Heads up base running though by Sullivan. A great throw from right to home, and it looks like we may have a player shaking up on the play as Vasquez kind of planted her foot and turned around awkwardly, but we'll also have a pitching change coming in here for the Tigers. So timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back as we do have a Choice Pawn pitching change here. This will be Mackenzie Ditton entering to pitch. Mackenzie 7-6 on the year. She's pitched 71 innings, 71 in the third innings, I should say. Given up 95 hits, 58 runs, 48 of those earned. She's walked 22, has struck out 44, has a 4.71 ERA. Those are your Sonic stats on the new pitcher. Let's hear from Sonic and more as Ditton takes her warm-up tosses. ICC leading 2-0, trying to add to that lead here in the top of the 6th.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I I think we're eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back as we get out of the Choice Pawn pitching change, and it's going to be Samantha Conley at the plate. Runners at second and third. Joanna Vasquez okay after being looked at by the trainer. As that pitch low and outside for a ball. Samantha Conley 2 for 3 on the day. She had a single back in the first, a single in the third. She's stolen a base twice, but has been left stranded twice. Both times in scoring position. Conley trying to help the Indians out here as that pitch across for a strike. A base hit would be huge here for Sam. New pitcher in the game. We talked about Denton. The third baseman is going to come up and talk to the pitcher. Well, yesterday the Indians did that, and the umpire came out and alerted everybody that that was a visit. I think it was one of those after he made that call, realized it was a little bit too overdramatic the way he made the call, but he also called a swinging strike, ball 2. If that tells you anything. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Conley, grounder to third base. Throw over is in time for the putout to end the inning and get out of the inning with no damage done there. 5-3. Good job by Denton coming in and getting that ground out to end the inning. Indians get no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th. ICC leading 2-0. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's tailgating 101.
And welcome back as we do have some Choice Pawn position changes going on right now. So let's go ahead and reset your Coca-Cola lineup defensively for the Indians here in the bottom of the 6th. Inside the circle is still Olivia Burns. Behind the plate is Samantha Conley. Over at third base now is Bailey Springfield. She was moved from short to third after Rachel Sternisha checked in this inning. Over at second base is Madison Carnes. First baseman is still Macy Cox. Will give you the outfield after this next pitch. This is Wallace to lead things off. She's 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. Change up missing low. Outfield looks like this. Over in left field, it's Boots Reed. She checked in the last inning. Center fielder is Corey Childs, and out in right field is still Mackenzie Piper. That's your defensive alignment being brought to you by the fine folks at Coke in Tupelo. as that pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count. Buddy Long and Company proud to sponsor ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Open Coke, open of happiness, and right now ICC fans are happy to see a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th in game 2. That pitch missing up high. 3-0 now is the count here to Wallace. Wallace did come into pitch, but was replaced by Denton, so she does remain the DP in the lineup here for the Tigers. 3-0 is the count here to Wallace. That pitch across for a strike. Wallace taking the whole way there. Well, just as a reminder for those that may be just now joining us, Northeast is the home team here in game 2, so they will have that at bat in the bottom of the 7th. 3-1 pitch, foul back, and now the count goes full at 3-2. Moving to the bottom of the 3rd in baseball is 2-0 ICC over Colin. Chris Pete getting the start today for the Indians, the Delta State signee. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, as Wallace is leading us off here. This pitch popped up a mile high. Madison Carnes going back shallow right field to squeeze it for the first out. Nice job by Burns to battle back.
ICC, number 8, Boots Reed.
Battling back to get that put out there. And so now that's going to bring up Tiana Castillo. Castillo,
number 18,
coming
Tiana
to the bat here.
Castillo.
She is 0 for 2 in the day with a pair of strikeouts. Struck out to end the 1st, struck out to end the 3rd. So nobody on and 1 out here for Tiana, who is playing in left field. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. This pitch popped up, back and out of play, and now the count goes 1-1. Remind everybody, stay tuned for the Renaissance Bank post-game report. We'll have our Sonic stats, name our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game. But we got a long way to go till we get there. 2-0 is your score. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Waited on that change up, just a little bit behind it, fouls it back and out of play. Now the count goes 1-2. Well, once again, a beautiful day for softball here in Fulton. A great crowd out supporting these two teams. 1-2 now is the count with 1 out. That pitch outside corner for a ball. Getting a few little oohs and ahs out of the crowd that time. It didn't get the strike call. So Olivia Burns getting set to toe the rubber with a 2-2 count. Castillo at the plate. 2-2 pitch coming. Missing outside. Good eye by Castillo to hold off on that one. That outside corner, it's been there at times today, and at times it has not. Back-to-back pitches there. Nothing going. So Castillo at the plate with a full count. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big-time strikeout there by Burns. And that is the 11th strikeout of the game for Olivia Burns.
Number
My, oh my, the
19,
freshman has played some of her best softball late in the season. She had a career-high 14 strikeouts earlier this week against Southwest Tennessee. And she's got 11 so far here this afternoon. That pitch up high for a ball. This is Brianna Tarpley. She struck out twice, both times to start the 2nd and 4th innings. 2 outs in the inning, nobody on here for the Tigers. Change up, hangs up for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Will the Indians make quick work of Colin in the bottom of the 3rd? It's now quickly to the top of the 4th, 2-0 ICC up in baseball. Game 1 at Colin. That 2-0 pitch, ooh, good looking pitch, missing a little low for the umpire's liking. 3-0 now goes the count. So 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And there's ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued to Tarpley, first time she'll be on this afternoon. And that's going to bring up Shakira Wilson, the second baseman. Wilson 0 for 1 of the day with a strikeout. She did walk, advanced on a wild pitch, but was put out on a fielder's choice. That was back in the second. Maybe having a change here, or a runner coming in. And that is going to be the case. A new runner will enter the contest. And this is going to be number 12, Rebecca Sheffield.
Running at first base for Northeast, number 12, Rebecca Sheffield.
So Sheffield will enter to run here. Indians with a 2-0 lead.
Coming to the plate.
As this is going to be Wilson coming to the plate.
Wilson.
We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Northeast, the home team here in Game 2 of the series. If we do need a Game 3, ICC would flip-flop back to the home team in Game 3. Change up. And I'm just going to let the ICC faithful tell you my thoughts on that one. As that pitch called a ball. This pitch popped up. Madison Carnes coming in and squeezes it for the putout. So for the second time this inning, Carnes squeezes a pop-up and ICC gets out of the inning with no damage done. We've played 6 here in Fulton. ICC leads it 2-0. We're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
So you took Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor
the
guy.
most cheese.
Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Got a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. We do have a Choice Pawn position change here for the Tigers. Moving out to left field is number 1, Victoria Jones. She's a sophomore out of Hernando, taking over in left field here in the top of the 7th. For the Indians, it'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here. Mackenzie Piper, Macy Cox, and Bailey Springfield. ICC leading 2-0. Would love to see the Indians pick up an insurance run here in the top of the 7th. Northeast, the home team here in Game 2, will get the final at-bat. And so Piper will lead us off here in the top of the 7th. Piper 0 for 2 on the day. She did have a walk, stole second, but was left stranded. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. This is Mackenzie Denton inside the circle, the third pitcher of the afternoon here for the Tigers. Denton came in a clutch situation, got a ground out to third to end the inning with runners in scoring position for the Indians. Piper looks at that pitch, nearly hits her, called a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs as Piper's leading us off here. Looks at that pitch, high and outside for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. So pitch coming, Piper, ground ball to the shortstop, scoops it up, tosses it over. The throw is high and another error. E6 on the shortstop as that one drew the first baseman off the bag. First baseman made a great effort to try to tag Piper. Piper has the wherewithal to be able to kind of dodge that one.
Number 30, Macy Cox.
And that is the fourth error of the game for the Tigers. And so now that's going to bring up Macy Cox with no out and a runner at first. Look like we're probably going to have a runner come in this situation. And it is. It's going to be Kelsey Yates entering to run here.
At first base for the Lady Indians.
Number 25.
Number 25, Kelsey Yates.
And so Yates will enter to run for Mackenzie Piper. So Macy Cox now will come to the plate. Macy 1 for 2 on the day. She scored a run after a single back in the fourth. She walked, but was left stranded in scoring position. That was back in the fifth. Macy swings on the first pitch she sees. A little hit and run action out of the Indians, but a foul ball for strike one. ICC has left 5 runners in scoring position this afternoon. And a lot of that credit to the Tigers. They haven't been strikeout pitchers, but they've done a good job today of getting pop-ups and solid defense in crucial situations. They do have those 4 errors, but the Indians have not been able to cash in on any of those errors yet. That pitch up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. First, I'm going to take that back. The Indians did kind of cash in. No, that was not. That error came after the RBI. So, yeah, ICC has not been able to cash in on any of the errors this afternoon so far by the Tigers. 2-0 is your score. 1-1 is your count. Dribbler up the middle off the glove of the pitcher. And no play. And that's going to be an infield single there for Macy Cox. Her second hit of the game. So now the Indians with runners on first and second. And no outs. This is going to bring up Bailey Springfield. Bailey had an RBI single in her previous at-bat. She advanced on the throw home to second. Her runner was Lily Moore, who was left stranded. And we're going to have a runner come in here for Macy Cox. And this is going to be Burns coming in to run.
For ICC, number
Carnes.
9, Madison Carnes.
I don't know why I said Burns. Burns is the pitcher, but Madison Carnes, the flex player today, will come in to run. So ICC with runners on first and second with no outs. And Bailey Springfield coming to the plate. Check in on baseball. There's runners on the corners for the Indians in the top of the fourth with 2 outs. LeBryant Sedell is at the plate in the top of the fourth. So Bailey Springfield getting set to dig in here. Springfield showing bunt. And is going to lay it down, but it's popped up and foul. The Indians caught a break on that one. If that one stayed fair, would have been an easy Little Caesars double play to step on third and zip it across over to first. And so that goes for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Springfield pulls back, swings on this one, and it's going to drop for a base hit. They're going to ask the run to score, and it will. Clutch hit there for Bailey Springfield. The Indians lead it 3-0. Big time hit there for Bailey Springfield. Her second RBI single of the game. Just dropped it out there in left field as we'll take a look at the Little Caesars instant replay here. And the Indians finally cash in on one of those errors as Yates sprints around and scores from second. And that's a big time run there, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 8, Boots Reed.
And now up is going to be Haley Reed, or as you heard her called, Boots Reed, as that's what she's better known for. The sophomore out of South Panola will come into bat here. If you ever wonder why they call her Boots, it's because that's all she ever wears. The bunt is laid down successfully. A nice sacrifice bunt there by Boots Reed. 1-3 on the putout. Runners do advance. So Boots coming in and doing her job there.
Number 3, Olivia Burns.
And here comes Olivia Burns, runners on second and third with one out. Here in the top of the seventh, ICC leading this one 3-0. Good job that time by Haley Reed coming in. Lays down the bunt where there was only one play, and that's over to first. And so now a base hit could do some big-time damage here for the Indians. Would love to see that run get above 4. As that pitch missing low for a ball. Burns is 2 for 3 on the day. She does have an RBI single. She actually has a pair of singles. Grounded out to third in her previous at-bat. Burns pops this one back out of play. And 1-1 goes the count here to Olivia Burns. Well, apparently LeBryant Sedale came through for the Indians as they lead it now 3-0. Top of the fourth, runners on the corners. And that one's going to be a strike. And as soon as I say that, the Indians, well, they may have just got a 3-run home run. They lead it now 6-0 in the top of the fourth with 2 outs. So the Indians on fire early down in Colin. Bunt attempt is foul. And that's going to be a strikeout swinging, basically, on the foul ball in the third attempt, trying to go for that squeeze play. Just could not get it in there. And now this is going to be Rachel Sternisha. Sternisha, who has been the flex player for a large part of the season, getting a rare at bat here. So with 2 outs, runners on second and third, Sternisha will dig in, takes that first pitch for a strike. Time is taken here as Coach Kirk wanting to talk to his freshman shortstop. Rachel down on the third base side.
Number 5, Rachel Sternisha.
And so Rachel will come back to the plate here. Two outs in the inning. Runners on second and third. 0-1 is the count here to Sternisha. Takes it to that pitch high for a ball. 1-1 now goes the count here to Sternisha. She's a freshman out of Olive Branch, went to Olive Branch High School.
Base hit, Rachel. Base hit, girl.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. A little late on that one there. 1-2 now goes the count here on Sternisha. 3-0 is your score. We're in the top of the 7th inning. ICC would love to get a base hit here. Try to build on this 3-0 lead. That pitch high and inside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. The reason why I paused on calling that a ball because he has kind of been a little wishy-washy on that inside corner all day today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Rachel Sternisha at the plate. Her first at-bat in this series and of the day. Sternisha rips one over the head of the shortstop. That's going to score 1. That'll score 2, and that'll be a double for Rachel Sternisha. Clutch hit there for the freshman. Big time hit there. That does score those 2 runs. And that's pretty big, folks. Because even with a grand slam, they'll still have to find a way to score that final run. So getting it to 5.
Number 7,
5 runs is big there, and now up is going to be Corey Childs. Clutch hit there for Rachel Sternisha. So 2 outs in the inning. ICC getting it done much like Northeast did last night with 2 outs. That pitch across for a strike to Corey Childs. Childs 0 for 3 on the day. She did have a sacrifice bunt in her previous at-bat. And that pitch a beauty right across for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. You start to hear the ICC fans and dugout getting a little fired up here. 0-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Ooh, that's a tough one to look at there. I guess it was up a little bit off that corner. 1-2 now is the count. Corey Childs is flew out to left, popped up to short and second, and as we said, had that sacrifice bunt in our previous at bat. There's a line drive right back to the pitcher. Nice play by Denton, protecting or defending her position, I should say there. But the Indians do get 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and they lead it now 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. ICC 3 outs away from punching their ticket to the state tournament next weekend here in Fulton. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the 7th inning. ICC picks up 3 runs in the top half of the inning to take a 5-0 lead here. ICC 3 outs away,
Lizzie Van Manen,
from winning this best-of-3 series. For the Tigers, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters. Lizzie Van Manen, Gerhardt, and Webb. So Van Manen will start things off here against Olivia Burns. That pitch across for a strike. Van Manen is 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher to end the 4th. Looks at that pitch in the dirt and pops up and hits the home plate umpire. And judging by his reaction, it's not a particular area he cares to be hit. So a good job by Samantha Conley to kind of run out and deliver the ball to the pitcher, give the home plate umpire a chance to catch his breath and swallow him back down in the spot. So 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch up high for a ball. Good looking pitch there. 2-1 is the count. You got to think after the catcher gives you a chance to kind of collect yourself, hey, give him a borderline pitch. But he has not. 2-1 now is the count here to Van Manen. This pitch popped up, right fielder drifting back to the wall and gets it on the warning track. A deep fly ball out to right field. Mackenzie Piper, great job recognizing how far she was. Look back at the fence, established herself, camp underneath it for the putout for out number 1.
Kelsey Gerhardt.
And now up is going to be Kelsey Gerhardt. She reached on a fielder's choice, popped up to shortstop in the 5th to start the 5th. And so now with 1 out and nobody on, she'll dig in.
I don't know about really good.
So
at least to turn some.
1 out as that pitch across for a strike. Samantha Conley fist pumping after that one there, trying to will her pitcher on to victory here. So 0-1 is the count. Burns pitches that one, missing outside. 1-1 now is the count. This is Gerhardt at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. ICC with a 5-0 lead. This pitch fouled back. Strike 2. 1-2 now is the count here on Gerhardt. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on here for the Tigers. Bottom of the 7th. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there, number 12 on the afternoon for Olivia Burns. And now ICC 1 out away from punching
Number
their ticket
7, Anna Kate Webb.
to the next round of the playoffs and will host the state tournament. So 2 outs and nobody on. This is going to be Anna Kate Webb, who is 0 for 1 of the day. As that pitch across for a strike. She struck out looking to end the 2nd, walked, but was erased on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. 0-1 is the count. That pitch missing up high. 1-1 now is the count here to Anna Kate Webb, the center fielder. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Webb at the plate, trying to extend the inning here. That pitch just inside. I say that with a bit of sarcasm as it nearly hit Webb. 2-1 now is the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, ICC with a 5-0 lead. Pitch coming. And that one paints that inside corner for a strike. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. ICC trying to close the door on this one and get the sweep of Northeast here in the best of 3 series. 2-2 pitch coming. And this one fouled off, and we'll do it all over again. Nice job that time by Anna Kate Webb, fighting off that inside pitch to foul it off and keep the at-bat alive. Trouble brewing down in Wesson. Bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. ICC leading 6-0 over Colin. Colin trying to spark a rally. That's game 1. 2-2 pitch coming. Strike 3, and that'll end it. Olivia Burns gets her 13th strikeout of the game, and the Indians pick up the 5-0 win here in Game 2 of the Tigers to advance to the next round of the playoffs. And what an exciting day it's been. Olivia Burns just 1 strikeout away from tying a career high on strikeouts here in the contest. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount. Choose the account to deposit into. Click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as your final score here in Game 2, ICC punches its ticket to next week's state tournament. And with a 5-0 win here in Game 2 of this series. And it was a big game as ICC rallies with 3 runs late to push this one out to a 5-0 victory as we're here in the Renaissance Bank post-game report. And we're going to take a look at today's Sonic stats along with naming our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game. Just trying to get a text message to Lee real quick to let him know we're going to try to get a post-game interview with Coach Andy Kirk. But let's go ahead and take a look at today's Sonic stats, and let's start with the Tigers. They fall to 26-1, and that will conclude the season for the Tigers. Paige Deal 0 for 2. She did have a walk. Austin Holden 0 for 2 with a walk. Callie Wallace was 0 for 3. Tiana Castillo was 0 for 3. Victoria Jones entered in left field but did not bat. Brianna Tarpley was 0 for 2. Rebecca Sheffield entered to run, did not score. Shakira Wilson was 0 for 2. Lizzie Van Manen was 1 for 3. It was Kelsey Gerhardt that was 0 for 3. 0 for 2 was Anna Kate Webb, and Taylor Harris was the flex, did not bat. Mackenzie Denton came in as the pitcher, did not bat as well. So if you did the math on that, folks, it was a one-hitter tossed by Olivia Burns as she improves to 18-2 on the year. And we'll go over those Sonic stats here in a moment for your Indians as Coach Kirk making his way up here to the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. We're making some adjustments to our equipment here. Let's take a look at some stats here for the Indians. It was Corey Childs going 0 for 4 at the plate. Meg Sullivan was 1 for 3 with a run scored. Samantha Conley 2 for 4. Mackenzie Piper was 0 for 3 on the day. Kelsey Yates entered to run. She did score a run. Macy Cox was 2 for 3 with a run scored. Bailey Springfield was 2 for 2 with a run scored and a pair of RBIs. She drew a walk. Cox and Piper also drew a walk. Lily Moore entered to run. She did not score. Hannah Williams was 0 for 3. Haley Reed officially 0 for 0 on the day after a nice sacrifice bunt to move runners into scoring position that eventually led to 2 runs for the Indians. Olivia Burns, not only did she do a great job inside the circle today, she was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Joanna Vasquez was 0 for 3. Rachel Stranisha, how about a clutch hit for Rachel? She was 1 for 1 on the day with a 2-run double. So for the Indians, they got 10 hits on the day. So here's your final line: 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And for the Tigers, it was no runs, 1 hit, 4 errors. Now we're going to be joined in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth by Coach Andy Kirk. And Coach Kirk, congratulations first off, advancing to next week's playoff with an impressive 5-0 win here in Game 2 against Northeast.
I mean, you got Northeast, give kudos to Coach Long. His team was very prepared, and we knew they would come out swinging it today. And, I mean, what can you say, Livy Burns? Wow, what a performance there. But their pitchers, I mean, they matched us. We went there, and I was keeping up with, on my paper here, we had, you know, in the first 5 innings, 10 of the outs were all in the air. I mean, kudos to those pitchers of just keeping us off balance, getting fly ball, getting those easy outs and stuff, and our kids just kept grinding, and they just kept staying within themselves and trying to win each inning, just trying to win each inning, and it paid off for them.
Of course, we talk about Olivia Burns. Earlier this week, she had 14 strikeouts against Southwest Tennessee to set a career high on that. Today, just 1 shy of that, 13 strikeouts for Olivia against one of the top hitting teams in the country, home runs, extra bases. So Olivia came out today as a freshman, really leaving her mark on the program with an impressive week, but a very impressive game today.
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, yes. I mean, when you coming in Northeast, they swing it. All those extra base hits, like we talked about yesterday, they just have tons of doubles, triples, home runs, and you just got to limit people getting on base and them not running into it. And that's the biggest factor, you know, in the 2 days of us keeping the ball in the ballpark and just making the routine plays we do. And it's 2 strikes approach. We just didn't strike out a whole lot in 2 days and just kept putting pressure on them. But I mean, yeah, back-to-back games with double-figure strikeouts is unreal. And I see 1 hit. I didn't even realize that. You know, when I'm calling pitches, I'm just trying to get each hitter out. I don't even keep up with that type stuff. That is just fantastic performance by Olivia Burns.
Absolutely. Take a look at her, as we talked about, inside the circle, lights out. At the plate, 2 for 4 with an RBI as well. She's easily our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game. Coach a lot of people don't understand it. You and I kind of talked about this before. It's big to get to that 5-run mark, especially when you're up 5-0, because even if they do load the bases in a grand slam, you still have that cushion there. Well, it was Rachel Stradisha, who doesn't get a whole lot of bats on the year, plays that shortstop position and a flex position. She took a 3-2 pitch, lifted it over the head of the shortstop, pushed across 2 runs. That was a big-time play there for the Indians.
Oh, a huge play right there, and back up one play before that, Burns is batting, and she has got a couple of hits, but at that moment, we did call a squeeze and didn't get it down, then call a squeeze with 2 strikes, and people are probably trying to figure out what my coaching method was there, and I will be second-guessing myself a lot, and it works out about 50% of the time, but we just had a feel if she could get the bunt down, we could squeeze that extra run, which would have been the 4th run, and that means you got a grand slam to tie, and you feel good when you be up 4, and then we didn't get it down, and Sternisha comes up, and I was sitting up here watching hitting practice today with Coach Hall was throwing in hitting practice, and I kept looking down seeing who was hitting all these line drives in both gaps, just wearing it out, and it was Sternisha. So that's what I told her before at bat. I said, you had the best hitting practice of anybody on the team today. I said, you're fixing to hit us a line drive and score these runs. And didn't look like it for a couple strikes, but then she laid into 1, and that was just huge to push it to 5. That's just a hard to overcome with just 3 outs to go, even for a power hitting team like them. And, Olivia, you give her a lead, she's going to attack that strike zone.
Another thing, once you do give Olivia that lead, she attacks the strike zone. The defense solid behind her today. No errors in the contest. So that just really helps a pitcher when you're getting that run support, when you're getting the strikes. It really just helps her build her confidence throughout the game.
It does. Our defense has just been tremendous all year. We don't swing it as well as a lot of teams we play it, but we scratch out some hits and get some timely hitting. But we always just, knock on wood, have just gone to make plays. Just make plays when our pitchers don't strike people out. And, in years past, we haven't had the strikeout pitcher. We've had to make a lot of plays. And this year, we do strike out some, but we have the defense that we can hang our hats on. And, if you got pitching and defense, you're going to have a chance every time you come out.
Well, Andy, now we celebrate this victory, win the best of 3 series. Celebrate it short-lived because we got the state tournament coming up not only next week, but we also host it as well. So that's going to be a big-time turnaround. Waiting to see some results from the other games today. Colin was up trying to force a Game 3 late in that contest. Jones was up late over Gulf Coast, and Hines was up late against East Central trying to force a Game 3 as well. Just talk about enjoying this win, but let's talk about getting ready for next week's state tournament.
Oh, definitely. Our bunch has as much fun as anybody. I'm sure they've got some stuff lined up for me to do as soon as we get back out there to celebrate. And it's not they mean no disrespect to any team we play, but these are college kids, and it is fun. And we have to remind them a lot of times they think it's a business and it's they take it too serious, but it's a fun. It teaches all about life, and they have just been tremendous this year of just staying relaxed and doing what we do. And now we've been ever since we played, start of the year, we've controlled our destiny in everything. And we went down to Jones and swept them, and we were able to control our destiny from there on out, and we took care of business, and we were able to host the number 8 seed Northeast here, and now we've taken care of them, and now we're able to host the entire other 3 teams in a double elimination tournament next weekend, which is just huge. A North team has never won a regular season or a tournament state championship, and we've got the regular season, and we're shooting for the next thing, and that's what that will be, the state for next week. And if we can get one, if we don't win it, we can at least win one game. We'll host the region here the weekend after that. But some major goals reached today. Olivia Burns with another win. She's as a freshman, she stepped right up there, and now it's tied for in second place. And 39 wins for our sophomores. That's 78 for their career. That ties last year's sophomores who had the highest one. And their biggest goal of the year, they want to get to 40 wins. They want to be the first ICC team to get to 40 wins, and they're going to have 2 games next week to achieve that and even more. But we're going to enjoy this for this weekend, take a little time off and relax, enjoy some good weather, and maybe even hit the festival up here in the square,
There you go. Well, Andy, I know we've had a lot of people tuned in today. 2 great crowds, not only for ICC, but for Northeast as well. Just give you an opportunity to thank the fans that have supported you all season long.
Oh, yes. We have had so much support. It has just been tremendous what the people who have come out. I was trying to get the stairs right there, and 3 former players caught me at the bottom of the stairs getting up here to talk to you. And I saw a lot of our signees are here. A lot of parents are here. I know a lot of people are checking online and watching us, and it's just tremendous to see so many people supporting the sport of softball because it's just getting better. It's getting better all over high school, school level, and it's getting better here on our college level. And I mean, you got the best junior college conference in the nation, and some people still haven't realized that, but there's a lot of people that have, and they're starting to show up. And we got people who are not even connected to anything. They just come out and watch good softball, and there'll be great softball next weekend.
Andy, congratulations on the 5-0 win to get the sweep in the best of 3 series, and good luck next week in the state tournament.
Sounds great. Thank you for all that you guys do, and roll Tribe.
That's Coach Andy Kirk joining us here in the final, I shouldn't say final, but the final moments of the Renaissance Bank post-game report here in Fulton. ICC wins it 5-0 to complete the sweep of the Tigers here in the opening round of the MAC-JC playoffs. For the sophomores of the Tigers, I see Victoria Jones, Paige Deal, Lexi Brazil, Anna Kate Webb, Shakira Wilson, Kylie Jordan, and Tiana Castillo. This was their final game. We do want to wish those young ladies the best of luck, not only in softball if they continue their career in softball, but in life as they go forward after their years here at Northeast. So that's going to do it. ICC wins the first game last night 7-4, win game 2 5-0 here to complete the sweep of the Tigers and advance to and host next week's MAC-JC double elimination tournament. So for Lee Adams, Adam Gore, and Raphael Henry, we'll see you next time here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.